I messed up the sides of the screen while we're on there, but there we go. Well, welcome everyone. We're here eventually for a wee bit of Go Fuck Friday as we're just setting up for a wee bit of Friday night action. Fist bumps to everyone on arrival. Thanks for joining us. It's me, and as ever, joined by McBride Ace. Good to see you, mate. How's it going?
Oh, it's good to be on the right link. Hi, all good, all good. Friday night, got a Madry in my hand, won a few rewards. Celtic won 6-0.
On the council juice.
Aye, nice change for the council coffee. Aye, all good. How are you?
I'm good, mate. I'm good. Yeah, like you said, big midweek off the back here. You were telling me just before we came on, you'd been at the gala dinner, talking these with Brendan and all the rest of it.
Aye, the Celtic Foundation night. So brilliant. They raised 120,000 for charity. So incredible. There was a signed Mbappe shirt there as well. Went for 2,500. Was like just keep my hand in the tenants. Don't put my hand up. Was enough for him. It was a brilliant night. Some laugh. Tam Cowan just absolutely hilarious, rinsing everybody. It was amazing. Really good.
Tam Cowan, for everyone that's not from Scotland, is like a comedian come like football kind of. Yeah, he's not quite a Gary Lineker type, but he is like involved in like hosting TV and radio kind of football chat showy things, isn't he, for the most part? But is like a comedian and is like the banter guy in the pub, isn't he? Like you were saying, he was shredding people, and I could just imagine it big time. Like it's just a Glaswegian will take you apart kind of thing, you know, like kind of thing. So sounds like it was a good time, mate. Buzzing for that. And a big midweek. You were telling me you cleaned up a wee bit. You picked up some rewards. Wee bit of Mr. Midweek for you.
Aye, well, 6 entries, 6 rewards. So that was pretty good. I won Super Rare, which it was a bit of a it was a good win, but it was one of those like if I had been on a weekend, it'd have been a $2,000 win type thing. But yeah, it was the game that Celtic Park get damaged in the storm and all that sort of stuff. But yeah, I'm still pretty pleased to win. Picked up a reward in each comp. I got a Connor Bradley Super Rare for winning All-Star, couple of boxes, and I got my Tier 1 Limited was Bradley Barcola, which was a pretty nice one. So all in all, it was pretty fun midweek. Can't really complain at getting 6 rewards, eh?
Mate. And, I'm going to indulge these all a wee bit because I've only just realised, basically, as I've came to set up for tonight, I actually got away with something this game week. So I've got this sitting staring at me in the face. So I just see what's down the tunnel for me. So we've got one card, a Tier 5 rare from All-Star. So that's just going to be absolutely nothing, isn't it? And a couple of rare, couple of limited boxes. I think I'm like one essence away from crafting it rare. So we'll maybe have a wee turn and burn on that. So yeah. Tier 5 rare from All-Star, thanks to Captain Shaqiri at the end. It's a French defender from Grenoble. And yeah, good luck if you've heard of this guy. But by the way, for a Tier 5, look at that, L5.
Yeah, please as well.
Yeah, I'll take that.
That's pretty good.
I'll take that for a T5.
Yeah.
No problem at all. Unless we've just found out he's broke his Achilles or something like that, or he's away to jail or something crazy. But let's check. Essence, yeah, rare. Oh, I'm at 17. I think it done me. Do you know where it was, McBride? See the last box I had? It was a 4-star. Any Essence payout would have got me there. And the only thing in it that would have done me was market credits, obviously. And you probably know the punchline already, you know. So here we are. So we've got All-Star, the kind of 2 ball basic boxes. What's in them? One's kind of different, actually, isn't it? Premium. This is a decent one, but there's 2 booby prizes. 40% chance we don't get the Essence we need in this one. So let's cross our fingers that doesn't happen. And then in this one, we'll get 2 chances. That's it. 30% chance, but it's less Essence. So we've actually, this is a safety net. Isn't that much, is it? Because, yeah, the other one is kind of all or nothing. So it's not much of a catch, that little light box. Guys, there's 5 likes. There's 23 of you here. Before I open a box, it feels only right we're in double-digit likes. So if you haven't done so already, help us out here. And then I'll open the light one in case we get something to... Imagine we done it in the light box. What would we need for that? I would really need the 5% potential out of this. If we got the 20, but that'd be buzz. Anyway, and there we go. Flew up to 11. Love you guys. Fist bumps, by the way. What a bunch. And we get 2. Oh, so we're on 1. We're on 1 Essence we need. Wouldn't you know it? And on that note, our good luck charm enters the building. Charlie Dunbar, good to see you, mate.
Yeah, good to see you. Thought I'd jump in.
Here to do a bit of Newcastle gloating, no doubt.
I wouldn't do that. Only if Nepenthes joins, of course.
Do you know, he was looking for you last week. He was missing you. So we'll see if he pops in. It's normally this is the kind of the witching hour where I hear that little notification, multiplex, and the Penfez has joined or whatever. But whatever name he comes up with this time. But yeah, 40% chance we've got a dudder in this one. We're on 13 likes now. That's just an unlucky number, guys. I don't know if I can do anything on 13. That's just bad juju.
Oh,
so
just
somebody
the box. For fuck's sake, Quinny, I'm hungover here.
Nah.
Just a fucking box.
It's bad luck, but mate, it's bad luck. We just got 2 because we jumped up to 11. Oh, there we go. Somebody's hit like. Thanks very much. 14. Paul Lambert, just essence. Oh, Jesus.
You've got
man.
using this weekend as well.
That's probably not. Yeah.
To be fair, I've been kind of after some level up, so you can get everyone on the 0.5%. So it's kind of like a double sort of thing. But yeah, it's still a bit of a kicker on it.
Yeah. So we're definitely doing something on Tuesday. Then it feels like with that. The limited boxes I'll just bash open because I don't think there's much to be teased out of that unless we get mad lucky. 5 essence, so that's fun.
Not bad.
Imagine we got a wee jammy rare one, just came out for no reason, some glitch. That'd be cool. 3. That's not bad for 2 wee limited boxes. Takes us up to 12. That's some buzz. And this little guy, we'll have a wee peek at him quickly. And I'll put this screen away just because I'm a bit nosy. But number 16 is not normally a good sign, is it? But he's only just come into the team, maybe. Not a bad tier 5 at all. Yeah, he's just come into the picture. That's his. He's a tier 5 on L40, probably, isn't he?
Yeah, U23 as well. At least you can use him in a few places.
Yeah, in season. That's a fun card. Mayo Colo. Now, odds are, like guys like this I've won in the past that are no name under 23s is like Kassan Wurjo, and there's been a few of them over the years. There's just random, like Sean Adoye as well. I've kind of always followed that guy off the back of winning him. He's been decent, but there's always wee defenders. So this could be the next one. Loris, Mayo Colo. Let's see what he does. Grenoble, are they a good team?
No idea. Scroll down a little bit. It tells you your position. Yeah.
That's not bad. Yeah. Mid-table. Take that. So anyway, that's what I got out. And I've got my wee Friday night hedge, or my wee Friday night. I'm chasing a bit of Friday night curse. I've played a little Como Spine, and I've got them on the TV here as they play Juve. I've also got super rare coup in it as well. So just kind of watching that on the side, which is a good buzz. But how's the Friday night treating you guys so far? There's been a few games on the go. Anything major broke you already?
Mine started pretty well, to be honest. I FOMO'd into a Cavallina.
Yes.
Like a few hours before the deadline. And I saw it obviously started last week because it was injury. And it looked like, obviously the game was at like 5 p.m. So it looked like it was going to start again. And I had Cavallina like 2 years ago. So, and any excuse to get, I've been wanting to get him back for a while now. So it was like 30 quid for a rare. And I kind of knew he was going to start. So he bagged a clean sheet. So it was quite nice.
Nice. That's a great start. Friday night keeper. So what score did they actually bring in? I know it's a clean sheet, but
67 or something like that.
67? No, that's healthy.
Yeah, I think he had like the highest clean sheet percentage of the game week, I think.
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
I think so.
Buzz.
Yeah, at least
over the line.
Yeah, I was pretty happy with that.
I've just made a pure arse of pouring my beer there. Is anybody
You'd normally be posting that on Twitter asking for a flake, wouldn't you?
Flake, I know. I played Cavallina as well. I actually played him in the ultra attacking because you said he had the best. Well, I was prioritising that because it's a game week where there's no Celtic and I don't tend to want to like prioritise contenders. So I was like, I'm going to put like Berardi and guys like that in the actual ultra attacking, and I've picked up. I crafted Bezo, and I was like, I'm buying Kenny Lala. Kenny Lala's done a 79. And I bought Lee's Melu and captained them, and he done 100, but then Lee Canyon's on the bench. So, but if he comes on, I've still got I'll get promoted in that because it's champion D4, and if I get any cash back at all, that will kind of pay back like Lala and Lee's Melu. So pretty good start, pretty happy with it. A bit hungover today after the Celtic Foundation night, so I'll be fine once that magic gets into my system if anybody brings me a flake.
If Kang-In Lee is projected to start, he will not start no matter what. Even when everyone else is injured and he's nailed on to start, If he's projected to start, and I even seen it in like I seen Get French Football News did a projected team, and I was like, brilliant. They've got Kang in. They're kind of neutral to all this, you know. And he also is on Predictify all the way. So that's it's just infallible. It's like the football gods have just got this control over Kang to, you know, if you don't think he's going to play, he's centre forward, you know. So
problem is I didn't really have many like options. So like I have sold a lot of my classic cards off. So that was like my second champion lineup or whatever. And there's no EPL in on this weekend. And then I was on the dregs, you know, and it was like guys like even if he starts his shite, you know, like I'm not picking him. Like kind of rather like take a chance at Kang and gets a 50 off the bench than pick Joe Bloggs that's going to do a 40. So I don't mind it. Like I think even if he doesn't come on, I'll probably still actually get promoted, to be honest, after that starts. So that's kind of part of the aim as well. But we want to pick up a wee bit of cash and pay him off. And then I won Lee's Melu. I bought him 3 days ago and then I won him tonight. It's not an all-star pool, just totally randomly. So, but he done 100 and I don't know why.
James Kessie?
Same rare. Yeah, same rare.
Wow.
So
lovely.
But he's a good scorer. So like it's the type of guy where you want to have him about your kind of D2 or your D3 because when he gets a decisive, like he's in the 80s, you know, because he does a bit of AA. So as I said earlier, like Brest, not really got a big squad, so I think they've suffered a lot with all the Champions League games and stuff, you know, like whereas now they'll like maybe like one playoff sort of round or whatever, and then they'll be focusing on the league. So I think actually they're a bit cheap.
Yeah,
aye, they did hit like big injuries.
Actually, sorry,
saying
PSG have just went to 1-0 actually. Vitinha,
Jam.
But they've actually played. Like it seemed like he was like a banger at start, Kang, because they're putting like it was quite known they were putting Yao Neves at right back instead of Hakimi, so they didn't have enough centre mids. But they've just played Doué centre mid, so they played all 4 of their attackers. Who was like everyone was like trying to guess who would be the one left out. So they've ended up playing all 4 of them.
Luis Enrique is he's more mad than me. After 5 Madrid, like he's bonkers.
He's getting a good tune out of them, but isn't he?
Yeah.
They've never looked better, really, in a lot of ways.
Hakimi's like been such a good scorer, but he just always seems to just not play him around about Champions League games. So he's just like one of these guys, such a brilliant scorer, but you can't really pick him a lot. And then obviously he's playing a lot of the more difficult games as well. So you want to play him against Ream, and like you end up having to play him against Real Madrid or Bayern Munich or something, you know, like that type of stuff. But aye, better than at least he's scoring well. But he's just murder. I feel for Genesis. Like I wouldn't take that job of predicting PSG for the world. Like that's wild.
Yeah,
it's a madman's game.
I was looking at the papers, like you said, and someone has come. They always take like the 2 different papers in France and show the teams, and they had like completely different teams, both the papers.
Wow.
Yeah. So like they had like 3 changes from like each other, which was like the papers normally have the same. So it's like you just can't even call it at all.
Yeah.
It's one of the hardest parts of all this, isn't it? Predicting the team, who's going to start, you know, who's in it. So yeah.
Let's not get into rolling locks. Let's not get into that tonight. What did you guys think? I was just talking about it there. What did you think of the MLS stuff?
There you go, Charlie.
Yeah, I'll be honest. I've not had a massive deep dive into it. I've obviously looked at it and watched a little bit of content on it, but I think overall it was. I don't know. I was kind of indifferent about it. I quite like the hot streak stuff. I thought the prize pools were a bit weird. I'm not a massive fan of the big Essence payout. And like, what were they only paying out tier 2s and above, like actual cards? Was it something like that?
I think it's tier 1.
Tier 1s and above only.
Tier 1s and above, yeah. I'm not sure I like that. I feel like there's going to be maybe like kind of an undersupply of tier 2s because like everyone obviously just pulls out the tier 5s. Maybe they're planning to just sell more of the tier 2s rather than give them all as reward. I don't know if that can work, but yeah, I don't know. I was kind of indifferent. Like I actually sold my Super Rare MLS team the day before that got announced. I sold that on the Wednesday. So
good move.
Yeah. So by the time that came out on the Thursday and I looked at the price, I was like, okay, I'm quite happy with my decision. To be honest, like I saw like Kalina, and he was my only goalkeeper, so I was like, once he's gone out, just get rid of the rest. And I thought, will I be able to make back for £500 cash from the Charlotte Super Air stack? And I thought, probably not. Like the way I'm going to be gaining back from that is crafting probably, and just getting essence, and I'm probably not going to be able to earn that back. So I decided to move them on. But yeah, from a limit, I'll be playing limited MLS from now on. I'll have 2 teams ready to go. I'll probably buy a 3rd team that'll end up being in the season. So yeah, I think it's quite an attractive league to go into, what they've done. But yeah, I don't know, I'm kind of neither here or there in it, to be honest.
I quite liked it overall. Like, it's definitely not perfect. It's definitely got a wee bit of a balancing thing to do. Like, yeah, maybe tier 2. I've heard a few people saying that, and I'm probably in agreement with that. Like, tier 2 is maybe the line to draw for, but all the podiums are now. There's no podium cash in Classic, but like, all the podiums have stars on them now. So all the podiums actually look like podiums again, or more than they ever did before, which I quite liked. And with the essence thing and like the availability of tier 2s and tier 3s and whatever, I think the change in structure is going to really dramatically change a lot of people's like pattern of how they craft and whatever, and their strategy for it, because it is multi-entry and it's fixed amounts. You think about boxes, the amounts you can, like, you just seen that tonight. You know what I mean? Like, that's like 2 in a row that I've got no idea what I'm getting, and I get pure crappy low amounts, and it just takes another game week to hit that thing, you know, to ring that bell. So I think like people will on average get more essence per game week. And then when you've got that kind of luck box element of the game week where your captain nailed it, your goalkeeper killed it, you know, you got the defender that brought 80 points in, then you get the 100 one, or you get the big ones, and it just puts your little stash that you had from 180 to, you know, 280. And then all of a sudden you're crafting a big one, and then you've got a bit of change left, you know, that kind of thing. I think that will be something that maybe not everyone. So I do think there'll still be a lot of turn and burn. I think that's still a lot of, again, especially immediately, people just want cards. Just take the chance to try and get even a tier 2. Come on, give me that tier 2. You know, we have a lot of that, no doubt. But I think for generally speaking, because you can't guarantee the wins for those cards in a lot of positions, if you do have 3 lineups and you are hoovering up essence, there will be more people now than ever that will go the journey with that rare essence, I think.
Yeah. I think just when you were saying that, I kind of thought they don't have an issue with prize pools now. You can't win about a prize pool of, like say I finished 20th, McBride finished 15th, he got a better card. There's no, like, it's like you're in the cards where you get an essence, and it's kind of like that. It also, I think what you've said quite a bit ago, the MLS does kind of seem like a bit of a trial period for next summer, yeah, for when Europe comes back around.
August,
so maybe,
aye.
Yeah, one of the big issues a lot of people have is prize pools, and maybe if they only have to think about tier 1s and stars, which should be pretty straightforward, you can't really complain about it.
Yeah, because we've got no idea where they are in that machine when you craft. You've got no idea what you've received.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
that's quietly genius, actually, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's funny.
I really liked it as well, Quinny. Honestly, I did. Like, so the sort of negative stuff was the no cash in the podiums. Yeah, like super rare, I think you can come 3rd and you don't even win a card. But then there's a focus on giving out stuff that's actually a good quality. I'd rather like 100 essence or whatever than to be given a tier 3, because then I've got the choice. And also, if I pull at that level, I could still win a star, a tier 1, a tier 2. So I don't mind that. If you're going to hit the frame a few times, that'll build up quite quickly. So if your strategy is to try and get some stars or whatever, that's good. I love all the streaks stuff. Gaza said the best bit was hearing PSU moan. When I heard that, thought that's another plus. Not fair, that's just deflects the attention away from me being called McMoner from Gaza. But I thought the actual prize pools maybe don't look that good, but when you sort of figure out that it's just the MLS, and you've got that streak stuff with the cash, I think actually it's pretty good. So, and I think that there's an exciting element of it where, you know, you want to go through those streaks. Como winning 5-0 or something. Yeah.
Nah, was that Colomuani? That, honestly, man, what a finish. It was Colomuani, wasn't it? Yeah. I wasn't sure just at first, but yeah, wow, by the way. Sorry just to come through with that, but I couldn't.
That
was just my reaction. What a shot, by the way. I need to see it again, but he kind of just runs through the defence and like he just rifles a shot near postage stamp. Let me just see it again. Oh, so he wins the ball. No, yeah, he does. He wins the ball back. Somebody else maybe. But he gets the ball played to him from the halfway line, and then yeah, he's got like 4 guys around him. He just goes by them to the byline, and then yeah, boom, lifts it. What a finish! Butez, no chance. Friday night curse, clean sheet gone. Anyway,
I'm doing the PSU, and I'm just going to moan about the MLS for the next 10 minutes after you rudely interrupted me. I'm okay.
Sorry, mate.
I'm winding you up. It's okay. No, honestly, I thought overall it was really good. I thought the other thing was that obviously classic wise, it's a bit tight. But in the in-season, I quite like that thing they're doing where you hit the big score, you get the extra $500, but then it rolls over. You know, so the thing with the MLS is that try to get that type of score. I don't know how easy it will be because, you know, there's a lot of teams that are quite unpredictable for clean sheets. So you could have a couple of weeks where like nobody wins it, and then all of a sudden it's like, if I win this week and nobody else hits it, I'm winning like $2,000 or $1,000. But it doesn't cost Sorare anything extra because they're just putting in $500 a week, and if nobody wins it, it builds up. So I thought that there was a lot of clever stuff in it, and as you said, Charlie, see if they're testing that stuff, people don't like it or whatever, then it doesn't come into Europe. People do like it, then everybody's buzzing about Europe. So it's you know, that and just creating an MLS division, I think it's all been really, really good stuff. Anyway, I need more. Like, I'm losing my McMoner here. It's fucking terrible. I hate it. Classic shite. Sell all your classic cards. Terrible. Horrendous. No, I do. I like it. I'm only kidding. It was good.
I quite enjoyed listening to PSU moan about it as well because, like, I don't think the super rare thing is like it's obviously a totally different like skin that's on it, but it's not really out of step with the change that we've already seen them make in the one division system, where it is like, you know, it's just go for it. You know, like here's everything, deal with it. You know what I mean? Fight it out between the lot of yous. It's the same sort of thing, really. You know, and obviously the target is a bit more. Like that target seems a bit steep, doesn't it? They've got a super rare. You know, it does feel a wee bit lottery number-esque, you know, what you need to kind of pull in from it, especially considering the detail of MLS. Like me and Harry were talking about this after the deadline show, and I was kind of giving it like, well, it's kind of just high roller game, isn't it? Super rare, you know. So if you can afford to play super rare, you should be able to build a team good enough to hit the score. You know, that's the game. Could you afford to play super rare? You know, is that we've got to? Maybe you should play rare. You know, is that the chat we should be saying to the super rare moaners? I don't know. Maybe it is. Maybe it is. I don't know. It's not for me to say that, but it's it does seem like quite a hard score because MLS defenders don't hit hundreds. Like, you know, quite frankly, the goalkeepers are so rare on clean sheets, but mids and forwards, there's tons of them that can bring hundreds. You know, that are not tons, exaggeration, but compared to other leagues, way more like per head, I would say. So. Like with the hot streaks thing, people were kind of poo-pooing the fact, or like, oh, 500 would be quite hard. And really, see with bonuses and all that stuff, see with MLS, like, you know, you could have genuinely, like, such a high-scoring team with all the bonuses, nail the captain. It's not that bad, like, I don't think. Especially if you know you're on it. See when you're on step 4 and you're looking at the game week and going, oh, I could really do with a so-and-so who's at home to Chicago this week. He's only 30 quid. I think you'll buy it, you know, like.
So have I got this right? So if you get to the point where you're in the last step, you don't hit the last step, then you get your $100 of credits, then you go back, snakes and ladders back down to the bottom. Is that right?
I'm not sure it's explicitly clear that you get paid out on every step. Everyone else seems to think it is, so I'm happy to go along with it.
I don't think you get paid out in every step. So, for example, when you go through the first step, you get the second step. I don't think you get paid out. I don't know. I don't know. It's hard. Nicholas Julia put out a post and some of the stuff was like different for the other stuff, so that's confused people as well. But what I mean is, I think like when you get to that fourth step, right, you're on $100 and $100 credit. I think what happens is if you hit the next one, you get $400. If you don't hit it, you hit that step and then you go back to the bottom. But you don't get paid out for the first one, the second one, and the third one. You get paid out for the fourth one.
Yeah, I didn't. I didn't think.
Maybe
I didn't think you got every one of them right, but when I reread it for the video that went out earlier today, like there is a bit that does say pretty explicitly you get paid out, you get the game week reward, so you will get that reward on that step. Like they do kind of, that's quite close to explicit, but they don't say that. I say they don't. It's weird. It's not too clear, like it's not. Everyone else is kind of assuming stuff, and I'm happy to go along with assumptions because maybe I'm just being stupid and not reading it right.
I think it's the level that you end up on. So you start in the bottom, you get up to the second level, right? And you're aiming to hit the second level, but you're on the first level. If you don't hit the second level, you get paid for the first one. If you get up to the fourth one and you don't hit the fifth one, they're not going to give you nothing for that because you've had 4 game weeks of fucking hitting all the targets.
It's not like a gamble thing, is it?
No.
It's not a gamble thing.
So you don't have to choose to go for the next level. You play for the next level, but if you don't hit the next level, they pay you out and you do your snakes and ladders and you go back down to the bottom. So if you get to the level where you were saying there, Quinny, and you need a guy, but you've got $100 and $100 credit coming in, and you want to go to the next level, so you're away saying, I want to buy a Calais Gale, I want to buy a Messi or Suarez or whatever, because you're like, if I hit this, I'm going to hit the $400. So, like, I think it's actually really quite clever. So,
great point here from James. I did read over it, and like if you do like take it apart word by word, it does it just about does lend you to think that you'll get paid out at each step, which, like you say, McBride can just, like if it's that kind of cash that's coming in right before it, you can build a squad around that quite well. So I do think that was a wee bit kind of underestimated how achievable maybe the whole 1 to 5 run can be, because you've got 3 entries every week, so like we all know the untold skill of Sorare managers of picking your best team last, by some weird kind of twist of fate. So stuff happens, so you never know where your wins are going to come from sometimes in those initial kind of steps, at least anyway. And then once you're on to step, say 4 and 5, once you're aware of it and you've had some wins, if they are paying you out at every step, it will become hard not to make your team better, in a way, because there'll just be like opportunity and probably availability, because there won't be, the secondary market will be weird then, because it's going to be crafts essentially, isn't it?
Yeah, it's just going to be everyone crafting. There's going to be, I don't know. It's going to be difficult. Obviously, it's in its own ecosystem, so it essentially have its own like kind of market and how that kind of interact with each other. How so it's going to be interesting, definitely. I think one thing I did want to bring up on the super rare stuff. I found the uniques. I found the $500 a jackpot, whatever it was. I found it a little bit whale bait, to be honest. Like if I was playing super rare in season, I would personally rather that $500 each week spreads down the put, like have a longer tail basically. So maybe 10 extra people get $50. I think for a scarcity, I would think that would benefit the full scarcity more personally, rather than just the guy at the top gets an extra 500.
Nah, I don't really. But that's not in keeping with what we've just seen, but Charlie, because it's high rollers, they need to get that jackpot going, because the payout in the divisions below, like this is one of the things Sean was spitting his dummy out over, it's below La Liga. It's like a third of La Liga's payout, so adding an extra 500 quid into something that's now 40% of La Liga, doesn't really change what it is. But when you've got, like McBride says, it's just them. It's like a piggy bank, they're just, and eventually, but it will be like $3,000, $4,000. Somebody wins it. Oh, somebody won $4,000 this week as well as finishing first. It just makes that high roll. It just gives it a high roller element, I think. So again,
I get that point of view. I do get it, but like,
it's polishing the turd, like rather than just leaving it being a turd. It's like, hey, you've only got this amount for the cash pot every week. So let's, rather than stashing the 500 lay it out there, it's still a turd. But if you take a wee bit of it away, polish it up a bit,
It's the MLS right? And I know some good players go to the MLS, but if you look at Sorare and you look at the guys moving from Europe, everybody goes daft for people because they're moving to the MLS. So if you go into it and you say, right, what would I expect the prizes to be for La Liga and what would I expect the prize to be for MLS? And then somebody says, we pay out as much in MLS as we pay out in La Liga. People will go, that's a what? Obviously for guys who've got existing MLS cards or whatever and all their classic cards, and maybe they just don't want to open their biscuit tin and buy some more cards or spend some more money. But they want obviously good prizes. But I think it makes perfect sense, to be honest. And plus, you've got to figure in the actual beat the game format side as well, Charlie, haven't you? Because you can win your cash or whatever, but if you just buy that extra one, then you can play the beat the game. So it's quite a nice link because it's like, well, if you get to buying 4 and you say, well, the goalkeeper's quite expensive, but then people will start buying the goalkeeper. So what that will do is it'll bring some demand to the cards, and I'm kind of thinking, I don't know what to buy them if they're too expensive. If they're too expensive, then the prizes for Classic will actually be quite good. So it's a good test. Is that 5-1 to Como, Quinny?
A Sandial equaliser.
Oh, he's some player, isn't he?
Yeah, the way I see it is just, I think it's really good for everyone currently playing Super Rare. If I'm not playing Super Rare and I think about playing and I maybe want to go and play Super Rare, it's kind of like you've got to win or you don't get anything, basically.
Yeah.
You've got to literally come first, second, or third, or you're done. There's no I'll buy a kind of cheap team, then I'll kind of work my way up sort of thing. You've kind of got to buy Messi, Mukhtar, Almiron, Kalina, or there's kind of no point, is the way I see it at the moment, especially with what they've added. There's no tail on anything. It's literally podium or don't bother.
It's a weird one because what they've done in the European stuff, there is actually quite a good tail. So I've started playing Challenger and it's still 2 weeks away, but in a big weekend they're paying out top 30, and that's kind of like a mini threshold, if you know what I mean. Because if your team's if they all start and they're semi-competent, then hitting the frame's not going to be that difficult. So that's quite good. So I don't know, maybe they're running it as a kind of comparable test. What do people like? Do they like that or do they like that? Maybe I think that with my own thought on it is that with there not being, there's Club World Cup or whatever, but there's no Euros, no World Cup, and that's the stuff that people go daft for. I think they're trying to be economical with what they pay out over the summer because they know that they're not going to take in huge amounts. With the MLS, what happens is people go a bit daft for them because they know that they're going to be the only real stuff on over the summer. They go a high price and then people are not interested in them and then they're moving on to Europe. So, they don't want to be committing to paying out huge amounts and not really making any money over the summer because they want to commit to doing good stuff in the European season. And that kind of what they did this year, where they say we'll pay out that amount over the season, we'll commit to it, has actually worked pretty well because there's still a bit of value about the cards just now for the second half of the season, even though there's not as many games left. People are still paying reasonable amounts. You win a reward, you can actually kind of sell it, because most people are not listing and that type of stuff. So yeah, I think they've done really well. I felt like we're always quite critical of them. I'm the worst for it, but to give them a bit of credit for a change.
Yeah, it's almost like they've went for 2 different strategies from limited and rare compared to rare. And you the way I say it, they want limited and rare to look attractive to a new user, whereas maybe they want super and unique to look attractive to an existing user, where they maybe want the existing users to spend more rather than get a new user to come as super rare unique, which is they both could work in theory, both strategies.
I think if you say just now, right, you've sold your super rare team, you say, right, I've got £1,000 or £1,500, 2,000 or whatever, I'm going to buy a super rare team. The 4-1 thing is better when you spend your £2,000 because you're not having 40% of that lineup running up against PSU's stuff that he's been banking for 2 or 3 years. Yeah. And also, what people don't really understand is that there's a huge difference between letting in 2 cards and 1 card because, You know, I could just say, well, I've got Joe Willis and Zimmerman. I know a bit shy, but like I can just buy free in-season cards or whatever for the season. Whereas now you've got to go a bit deeper, so it's going to reduce the actual amount of people that can enter. So if you're coming in fresh with your £2,000 saying I want to buy MLS guys, you're better doing it now than you were under the old system. But people think that you're worse off, but you're not really, because if you spend the money, you spend a bit extra, you get a good team, you'll win it back, I think. Whereas in the old system, you're playing against fucking like everybody, and like, there's always different combinations of guys coming in and high collection bonuses and everything. So like I actually like the changes for Super Rare, and I've been buying Super Rares, but don't think people have really seen that yet, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that's fair.
Do you think we'll see a difference in buying patterns? Like, for example, will we see, now that we've got the collection bonus change and just with the whole fact of the makeup of this competition, for example, just to say, the first 10 Messis, how many different people own them, do you think? Do you think we get a much clearer rare?
Can't say just buy all of them and
Not just him, but maybe he wins one, you win one, Nanzo, blah, 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 blah. You know, but how across the first 10, maybe 20 is a wider net. I don't know, 10, but it's interesting, I think, because early access is something people want as well. They want to be maxed out on Messi from day one. They want to be maxed out on name your player, you know. Well, what do you think? Well, we'll see a bit of a difference in the power moves, the whale accounts or the Moneyball accounts or whatever, how they build their teams now.
Because
like you say, there is no competition. If there is only 10 Messis and you've got 3 of them, like game week 1, and then
why doesn't Frank say buy all of them? Because he gets his collection bonus on not all of them, because he can't play. Yeah, you're right. You can only play 3 teams, but
you can play 6 in theory.
You could buy 6. You could buy 6 of them, really, you know, and then he's just like totally cornering the market. Plus, he gets his collection bonus on the whole 6 now, rather than, so that's going to be quite interesting. So if somebody just wakes up and says, I'm just blasting into Messi today or whatever, then, and you've seen what they've done, like there's people on asking for auctions and stuff now for the Argentinian stuff, mainly Suffler, right? Because he's like, you know, I want an auction, I want to buy their cards.
I think it's only circular. I think it's only circular, yeah.
We'll just take a break and we'll just create a bit of FOMO or whatever. I think that is genius. Like, how many shows have we done on here and people are talking about over minting, too many cards, they're selling too many cards, there's too many promotions, blah blah blah. I actually get people coming on to Twitter asking them to release auctions. So whoever's done that in the background, go and get yourself a Marjorie or a Guinness or something like that. That's a really good move, I think. So like if Pranksy bought the first 6 Messis and they say, all right, we're not minting any more Messis until after the first 2 game weeks or whatever. Now we're taking a break. We're just not going to mint any. Like, he's got all the Messis.
You know, I looked at it for a video recently, but I'm just going to go pull it up again just to have it as a visual, right? But I think they will use the same strategy they used for the European stuff when it came out. And what I looked at was like how they distributed like Cole Palmer at the beginning of the season. And I've got the screen here. Don't know what we can infer from it quite quickly, but I remember like looking at, so what's the blue dots again? That's an auction, and the empty triangle is an instant buy. So like, and then when did they come out? Like end of July, and then they dry up the sales by when? So that's an instant buy. Yeah, so auction kind of ends September. So there's only really auctions in that first month. And then after that, it's really instant buying secondary market before you get the random auction all the way out here for Neon Edition and then for Celebration Edition.
Yeah.
You know, so all the auctions come out in that first month. I don't know how many are there, but let's just look at the last one for serial number. It's the 49. There is some rewards and whatever in there probably as well. But it's probably not far off the 60 they can sell. Like as you say, 49 is probably a fair enough number. So again, in that first month, let's just go away from one person owning 3 Messis. In that first month, when they sell those 40 cards, how many different people could own the first 40 or the 40 that come out in that first month potentially? Because that is all there will really be. I know there could be one classic just for the leaderboard, but for the double bubble element of your win streak and your leaderboard, there's This is where the view I think a lot of people will have on it. Those 40 cards could easily just be between 15 accounts, 20 accounts, something like that.
I don't think it'll be as many as people think. I only think a select few will get a second, to be honest.
You think so?
Yeah, I just don't, like, personally, I don't see it as optimal. Like, the way I play, like, I've slightly leaned into it the past few weeks, but I don't see it as, like, I think will be more optimal. Yeah, it's obviously difficult with Miami. It's like, it's kind of the messy show. There's not like a spread amount of attackers. But if you take someone like Madrid, if you want to run 2 Madrid stacks, I think it's more optimal having Vinny and Mbappe in one, and then Rodrigo and Valverde in another. Personally, like I think if you put Vinny and Mbappe in both of them, yes, the upside's higher because you can finish first and second, but they can also just both dud if one of them doesn't score.
Don't buy any defenders. No defenders left.
I think it's slightly different with MLS because like you kind of guaranteed 100 with Messi.
Aye.
But
like with MLS, there's always just going to be that bar set. You know, does anyone hit 100, and then it's who else does it. And if you're not in that club, like you're not going to be in the fun bit. You know, in any scarcity, that's the way it's going to go. I liked your POV, Charlie, when you said earlier you'd probably go for it in limited, and I think that's a great. Like, see if you are on the fence, even if you're a rare player, like limited is just cheaper. Prize pool isn't wildly different, and with it being 5 in seasons required to do the both sides of the game, like you are just playing against whoever buys cards alongside you, you know. So that's not a bad shout. So maybe that's not something I'm going to do personally because I'm just staying away from MLS. I'm not staying away from it, but I'm not like throwing money at it or building a strategy and anything. But I like that angle. I never really thought about it in that sense because rare and limited are the most attractive ones out of them all. And the rare keepers, the rare Messis, those kind of things that might just be a bit mad, you know. Like
yeah, I think you've already seen like the classics start to trend up a lot for rare, and I think you're going to see like say some like a rare Kalina in season. I think he could touch like 200 quid. Like I think he could like touch like close to like a really good prem keeper, which is like seems mad really because MLS, but I kind of get it. It's on its own sort of thing, but.
There's the summer thing as well, though, because it's like the only summer league.
Yeah.
So, like, when Prem's running, you've got La Liga, you've got Croatia, you've got all the other leagues. Whereas I think it kind of deserves to have a wee bit of a premium just because there's going to be like maybe 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 game weeks or whatever, there's nothing else on. So people are just focusing on that type thing. I don't know. What's the schedule like? Are they stopping for they'll have to stop for the Club World Cup, won't they? Because Miami are in the Club World Cup and it's in America.
I don't think they'll stop now.
But it's in America, isn't it?
No? Is it?
Yeah, it is in America, but I think
is it?
I'd be surprised if they stop because it's a bit of a Miami problem, isn't it? Really?
Nah, yeah, exactly. It will be a Miami problem, I think, because before when like other teams have been in that CCL and they've had some awkward ties, like semi-finals and quarter-finals, they've just had to deal with MLS fixtures later, and then you get Island game week off them.
They stopped for Leagues Cup as well for like a month, so they can't just stop for another month because then they'll be going next February one. Then surely.
Well, that's another reason why it's quite good that it's its own competition because you know you're not you don't have to be playing when there's other challenger guys on because there's nobody else there, and you know you're not playing in All-Star because if there's 6 teams on, it's an international week or whatever, then just open MLS and just run a restricted prize pool or whatever, hopefully. So I think they probably are. I think that with the Leagues Cup, they're actually some of the teams are not playing the Leagues Cup now. There's some that they're splitting them between the US Open Cup and the Leagues. Let's get PSU fans on and just come on, just moan for 30 minutes, give us all the facts and the figures.
They've got Miami have got fixtures running through that full month. There's also internationals that month, so I'd no idea what they're going to do. It seems to like directly clash, and they've just not rearranged them yet.
Playing their youth players or something, and
the Sounders will be there as well. CCL champions, 28
in it as well.
Whatever, yeah.
Right, it's getting anyone they can, can't they?
We have a player in it as well, so there's like There's some in-season summary guys like River Plate and I can't remember who else. Benfica are in it. Or Porto or Sporting or something in it. Like Chelsea are in it. Could be decent. I don't know. I don't think a lot of people watch it. I think it's like people in Sorare watch it, but like, will Joe Blogs really be interested in it? Like, nah, it's sunny outside. I'm away out in my garden.
Have they said it's definitely covered yet?
That's a good point, but I think they will.
I think they will, but it's not been confirmed.
I've said on my like stance here before. I'm like really against it, to be honest. Like I just don't like it personally. But I'd be slightly annoyed if they allocated loads of prizes and stuff to it.
Yeah, it's a prizes element, isn't it?
It depends what else is running. I mean, if people stop for it, like if MLS say right, that's the calendar, Miami are in it.
It doesn't seem like they've put their calendar out, so it doesn't seem like they've went right. We'll have a month break. Like it runs through it, so it'll seem like they can't move every single fixture just away for a month. Is what I see it.
Miami can't play in that and play in the MLS. You know what I mean? So
yeah,
if Miami and Seattle are there, then they're going to be like 5 games behind or something. Like,
well, the fixture should be out. The fixture's not on that sheet, Charlie.
Yeah. Oh,
World
Cup. I don't. They drew the groups, didn't they?
Yes, that's what I'm thinking. Like, surely the fixtures are there now.
Yeah.
And see where they do cut into it. I've got a feeling they just need to play it as if it's like Champions League kind of style for them. You know, like you're playing in the midweek against Bayern Munich. Deal with it.
Yeah. I feel like there's been stuff like that before where like clubs have had like 2 games in like 3 days and they've just chucked the kids out and stuff like that.
Yeah, MLS doesn't mind about that.
It is penciled in as fixtures. So yeah, 15th of June. Miami play. I don't know if SD have it. I don't think SD have it. No, SD don't have it. These Fort Mob have it, so I'll just scroll through here.
Share screen if you want. It's up to you.
Yeah, I'll share screen.
This Como Juve game's been a good quiet watch in the background, by the way.
Really?
Aye. Como are hungry for it.
Right, so this is I'll get it bigger actually. Yeah, so this is 1st of June. If I line it up here. Who did they play? At home at Columbus. Home at Montreal, home at Columbus. So that's here.
Yeah.
83 and 84. Oh, they play it actually in wow. Did they play it in 10 days? So they could have so then I've got Atlanta. Oh, so it's where the international break is.
Yeah, it's after the international break.
No, I think it's in between it. Is it?
No, it's just 2 weeks. Look at the dates.
Oh shit, yeah. Yeah, so after the international break. Oh yeah, so they do give them a break. I don't know if they give anyone else a break. I'll check everyone else. So that's game week 84 to the 29th of June.
Lloyd Kelly warming up at halftime for Juve. Ooh. Juve are a laughing stock for that, aren't they, man?
Oh yeah, they just have it. They just have 2 weeks off.
Nice.
So Charlotte play through it. It's only 2 games to miss, so unless they get 4.
MLS learning that Europe runs the world.
Yeah. So it could theoretically run to here. So they could theoretically miss another 4 games if they go to the final.
Nice. If they go to the final. Which with Messi, by the way, why not? Yeah,
let's be honest, I'll let them win it.
I don't know about that.
In America.
Suppose.
A few penalties here and there, you know.
Just achieve my highest score on Sorare with the Brest boys. Love that Kubasaki. I love a Friday night Sorare. Well done to you, mate.
See, I'm also a Brest man.
Yeah.
No pun intended.
Bayern have went 1-0 up earlier on, by the way, as well, if anyone cares about that.
They're scoring really well, AA-wise, Bayern. PSG Monaco's also 1-1.
Yeah.
Beat by Leicester in the FA Cup.
No, what a shame.
I'm quite annoyed. This is a cup weekend. As soon as I see all the Italian, Spanish all playing theirs midweek. I'm like, why don't we play our stuff at the midweek? Really, like the weekend is for the league. People pay season tickets for.
It's kind of a thing in England, though, isn't it? FA Cup weekend.
Yeah.
I suppose.
Oh, UK as
I
well.
do get your point. Oh, is it? Is it the same? Okay.
Aye, we're not tied in on that one. The old ways, traditional football, like back when it was a pig's bladder and all that. Both young, and he made the foul for the penalty. I don't know what that's talking about, sorry. Is that maybe the Vera Bremen
Young
thing?
Dahl, maybe? I don't know, that was a guess. Maybe we can play him.
But yeah, I think the last thing I'd kind of say, like, I've got on MLS, obviously happy to keep the discussion going and anything else you want to add in, but the last kind of thing I had, I think Lloyd Kelly's coming on at half time, by the way. Actual half time sub.
Yeah.
For number 37. Whoever 37 is, Savona. So I think that guy was playing at fullback. This is funny. I don't think the Classic looked as bad, because I think, see, from like the whole Classic perspective, like the whole point of it is to win in-season cards, and with generally just how hard it is to get into the top tiers of the cards, which they still pay the cards out for. Like McBride said earlier on, like collecting tier 3s every week, like you get bored of that quite quickly, And if you've got, for a lot of people who are on the platform, if you've got quite strong Classic setups, then just scoop in essence, like en masse as quick as possible. It's probably going to be a bit more engaging and a bit more like, I feel like I'm getting something for my Classic cards. I saved up X amount of essence and turned it into whatever. From a Classic point of view, I quite liked the essence change on the payouts. Let's see how it actually is in practice, but I like the thought behind it.
One thing I would say, it's really shit winning a tier 5, but it's also quite fun crafting one. Yeah, I get why they've made that change, and
I think if people really love that, then
I think it's something they could very feasibly take into next season of Europe, and I would quite like it, to be honest. Well, depending on how this goes, yeah.
I know if I do like a crafting video, like lots of people watch it.
Yeah.
So there's definitely a bigger interest level in that stuff, and
it's fun to watch. Like, yeah.
If you win, you win a tier 4 or tier 5, you can't really win anything good. You might win a guy and you think, well, he could become good, but it's not somebody that's good at that point. You're not going to get anybody really that good in it. Whereas still a bit of hope you do a craft, you're like, somebody could pop out here and they're going to be really good, so there's that. And as you say, Quinny, like, I'd much rather have 100 essence than tier 3 card. Much better, because I can either pull at that level, I can add it into my essence, or I can win a star, a tier 1 or a tier 2. So that gives me loads of customization and options.
Yeah, I do agree. But the one thing is that it's not direct, like tier 3 to 100 essence. Like, it's not, like, there is a slight discrepancy in the payouts. I'm going to bring that up.
I think you've got to get right into the top, the bit where you don't win the tier 1 or whatever. It goes like tier 1 to 100 essence, is that right?
Yeah, but it would normally go tier 1 to tier 2. So you're essentially going tier 1 to tier 3, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So there is a slight discrepancy, but I think it's still good, to be honest.
So not actually having to pay out tier 2s as rewards. They probably, maybe they just think that they've modelled it, and like a lot of guys who are pulling at tier 5 level, they're just hammering it. Some of them are going to win tier 2s and stuff. And
Yeah, so this would normally be tier 2s.
Yeah. I guess you got 100 essence for 6, you'll be a wee bit bummed. But I've came like 10th in EPL Division 1 Classic and been handed like a tier 4 rare or whatever, and I was like, that's just shit. I'd rather, like, if somebody said give you the equivalent in essence or whatever, I would have taken it. So
yeah, no, I agree.
And there's a fair amount. I mean, they're paying a star in tier 2, still got a tier 1 for winning Division 3. There's lots of reasons to move up, because we have 2 stars in Division 1.
Yeah.
And even Division 2, you can get 2 tier 1s, which that's kind of the bottom end of the old star pool, right? So the old star pool used to be like star and tier 1, and now it's been kind of...
Yeah, I think this is good as well, the 20% 5 essence. which is not like as like currently it's like you get a box and it's 1 essence. That's
Yeah.
a big increase. I think maybe some people might begrudge this, but you've got to remember this is essentially D5.
It is one league as well. It's not Challenger.
Yeah. So you're not going to be needing crazy scores. You would think like 20% of D1. I don't see that being a massive score, to be honest.
No.
Like you can't predict a clean sheet in MLS at all. As long as you've got your essentially your DP right, and you've got him captain, and he scores an 80, you're kind of halfway there, you'd imagine.
Yeah. I think it might be quite interesting this year as well, because there's a lot of guys like, Lucho Acosta's maybe leaving, and think of those guys like Evander was banging in. All those guys take the sets and everything, the profile of how people score might change just a wee bit as well. Plus, they probably still won't be keeping many clean sheets. So I think the fun part of it is like a bit like the English Premier League this season, where it's been a bit kind of wide. A lot of game weeks are wide open. One game week, Newcastle are hammering it.
Yeah.
Then you don't hear from them for weeks and weeks and weeks. The next game week, Bournemouth have done well. Nottingham Forest won 7-0, but nobody was really predicting that before the game week because Brighton are decent. It's like that type of stuff where it's not really predictable. So
yeah, that's one of the reasons I really like league-specific comps. Like it seems like you can just go in with like a nominal budget and still win the top prizes. Like obviously Forest kind of anomaly, but like even like a Bournemouth stack, Forest stack. So many Wolves, so many people who have spent a reasonable amount can win the top prizes.
Did somebody not win like Division 1 with a Wolves stack on a Monday night or something? And it's just like that's kind of what you want, because that's a contra thing to the advantage for the Wales is Pranksy will have a Newcastle stack, he'll have an Arsenal stack, he'll have a Man City stack or whatever, and he'll have more chances. But a lot of those weeks he's not actually winning the rare Division 1, so like maybe he'll be dominating the top end, but then that's like they're treating that as that's a high roller side of things. So
I think I was watching the Panthers video earlier, and I'm slightly paraphrasing here, but he was saying like he kind of likes all the league specific comps, and like if everything kind of moved into that, like it's a big stretch, but like if everything moved into that, I think you would kind of get more of an even playing field all over the place, rather than like I feel like if you just enter Challenger, you kind of feel like you're always up against it. You kind of needing to score crazy amounts to ever get near anything. Yeah, that's just an interesting take.
Yeah,
I like the Scottish special, which was league specific. I think league specific does feel a wee bit, especially if you get a good team, like an Arsenal or something like that as well. Like
but even if you don't, and there's a Scottish special, if you've got a Aberdeen, Hearts, Hibs stack, you kind of feel like you've got a chance.
Do you?
I would. It's only one. It's only one game week. You know what I mean? Like, all you need is to concede one goal, and you're there. Really, you know what I mean?
Yeah, fair enough. I know Liam King does well with the old super rare hearts, but I think it's super rare you kind of get that. But I'm not sure. I suppose it's the same principle. I suppose. Yeah, fair enough.
As long as people have got hope that they might win, then they'll pay money for the cards, right? So whether or not you actually do, you don't, then like Sorare are selling cards, so that giving people hope is definitely like a good thing.
Yeah, I don't think you want anyone coming in and thinking, what's the point of me buying my favorite team because I've got to beat PSV's 600 points every week. You know what I mean? Yeah.
That is also like, so I think with those big stacks in all the regions, but like they're just like the most common winners. Like we're kind of seeing a little bit now, maybe not quite now, but PSV, the wheels can fall off them for a few weeks. It feels like, and every team in football kind of has that. Even the big powerful ones, like even the old Ajax team that everyone was frothing over for about a year, like it still hit the wall at some point, like so. Yeah. I'm with you all the way, of course, but I do think it's when you're in the middle of it and it's like, Jesus, again, Buscagli's done that. Jesus, it just feels like never ending. But like, it's not.
Yeah, he leaves. If he would just bugger off to somewhere and just do them crap scores, then that would be absolutely brilliant. But I think he will leave as well. That's the thing, he's injured just now, right? So like that's one of the reasons why I kind of bought a couple of like challenger guys. So I was thinking, well, I've got a D1 entry in a couple of weeks, it doesn't matter if I get relegated, so I can take some risks. And Boscagli's injured, so that just kind of opens
kind
up.
of. It's like if Messi got injured in the MLS comp, you know he's going to be injured. You kind of think like, oof, I could win. You know what I mean? Like it's wide open essentially.
Seattle win 4-0 or like whatever. You get weird teams like Vancouver, like really good at home. So like sometimes they're just like really strong at home, but they're just garbage away, and you can go for that home bias type stuff. So I mean, I think the MLS stuff's really. The other thing as well is that people were talking a lot about rolling locks and stuff, and there was none of that stuff in it. So it's just like, right, we're running this competition. So that's put a lot of that stuff to bed. Quinny looks as if he's about to go to the toilet there, doesn't he?
No, sorry.
Yeah.
Paz is so good, by the way. Como are right at it. Sorry. I'm listening to everything, of course, but I was just, sorry if I was making a funny face there, but.
Just taking it back there. I thought you were going for a shite there.
No in this seat. No chance of that.
Still 1-1, yeah.
Still 1-1, aye, but Paz is just, everything he does is brilliant.
Is Valley playing?
Aye, Valley's playing, he looks good as well. He's doing that kind of, he's just showed up at kind of a right wing there, which is fun.
I'm kind of half surprised he's just being kind of like chucked in, like the start 2 games in a row, really. Like considering like couldn't really get consistent amount of starts at Celtic, and he's went to Italy and like nailed. You know what I mean?
Best game he played for us was against Atalanta, arguably.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, Italy does seem to kind of suit them bombastic attacking fullbacks, doesn't it?
I think he was good enough to play for Celtic, but I think if Celtic get wind that he would have signed.
Yeah, it's kind of like when you're on loan, you kind of. Yeah, it's difficult, isn't it? And when you don't like, it's difficult if you're like a relegation team and like you need the best player to play. When you Celtic, you don't really. You can kind of afford to play the guy that's going to stay here long term rather than someone who's here for a year or ended up being 6 months.
I think also Celtic have been trying to get Tierney in, and the deal's done now. So it's like, if that wasn't in the offing, then they might have got behind like Valley and said, "Look, you're the man, right? We are paying like because the Como buyout's like €6 million. I think for him that's a really, really good price. To be honest, I think he's really good. But Celtic are not going to do that if they're buying Kieran Tierney. So
yeah."
Mm-hmm. I heard some whispers as well that there was a clause in the contract about game time that he didn't get. So like Barca could, or him and his agent could, do something. Oh. But I think it was all worked out well, obviously, because we got to use him for young boys. It was, and then once we'd qualified, that's when, again, it just kind of went, didn't it? So that was a whisper or something I heard. I can't remember where it was or how official or how rumour milly it might have been,
Think about top player as well, Quinny. I mean, I don't know. I thought he looked like he was really good.
Playing for Cesc can only be good. He's a Barca kid as well. Good bit of experience with us. He's got a winner's medal after being here for 4 months and a bit of Champions League experience. So he's all the better off for it,
Oh, I feel like they really need to get that Como license, don't they?
Yeah, the Como license would be a fun one. Their social media team would probably get behind it quite nicely. They probably have Nico in one of those pictures that they normally do with one of the players, with the shirt and one of the mad castles. They'll probably to sign Nico. That'd be so funny.
Let's get a watch along at Como. That is a beautiful place. Let's go there.
Let's see if Sorare can pay that for us.
They're providing the hospitality. I hope.
Aye, I doubt it. But if they did, I'm all about it. What was the thing they did in Paris called again? Was that? I was watch along. That's what they called it, wasn't it?
They're doing one in somewhere in Holland, I think.
Nice.
Yeah. I don't know where.
Amsterdam?
I don't think it was. I think it was
Quinny. I wouldn't be trusted in Amsterdam. Let's be serious here. I will not be going to Amsterdam. Glasgow, Edinburgh are pretty good though. Definitely get one UK, Scotland and stuff. That would be good.
Yeah, definitely.
They'll make it over here at some point. Probably London, but
I'll be in London, won't it?
Yeah, it's quite good though to like see that stuff because you look at games like FPL, you get live meetups. So it's like, all right, all these people are putting on these shite on X or Twitter, whatever you want to call it, and this and that and backwards and forwards. But it's good to actually meet up with real life people and just like see the people behind the accounts and That to have a beer, watch game. So my team's doing shite, bit of banter, all that type of stuff. Instead of being behind a computer screen.
Yeah, it's in Utrecht. This one.
Yeah.
On Tuesday. Quite soon.
Utrecht, not bad. Wonder what's in Utrecht.
No idea. Yeah.
It's a bit soon, isn't it?
Anyone in the chat know what's in Utrecht? Anything from?
Are you going to Bayern game, Quinny?
No ticket for me.
I got a ticket yet. Yeah.
No ticket for me on that one. Looking forward to it, but I made a video this week called How to Beat Bayern Munich, and it's maybe not likely, but there's a glimmer of hope to be had for it when it does come. How have they got on tonight? They still winning 1-0?
I think it's 1-0, isn't it?
That was the top fixture, wasn't it? If I'm not wrong. Bayern.
Us. It was us or Bayern or Real. They were the two ones we could have got.
Yeah, they're only winning 1-0, but you wouldn't.
Do you mean for the game week?
Yeah.
I think it was
sorry.
Galatasaray, and then champion wise, definitely Bayern Munich.
Yeah, you wouldn't know they were only winning 1-0 by the scores because everyone bought Musiala's playing really well.
Yeah, big scores.
Got them in my
not great scores, but big. Yeah. What's that?
I've got him in my comment team, Musiala.
Oh, gutted.
I always forget to pick that team. I just always really forget to pick it.
I won one euro amount of credits in the midweek.
Nice.
Thanks to
Why
Sorare.
not? I often forget to set it, but I mainly remember.
Yeah. It's like I do it after training. Like it's like, I wanted to train. Like, I'll just set that.
So you guys, what's your plans for next week? Are you getting involved in any of the J League and waking up at 6 o'clock in the morning with a hangover, my team's fucked madness? Or are you getting involved in the MLS? Or are you keeping a watching brief? What's the plans?
I am not planning on doing much summer activity. I think I've kind of done my summer business with my classics.
Yeah, you're all in on Brazil, aren't you, really?
I'm kind of playing classic fun stuff in the summer. That's what I'm doing. I'm having fun. I'm going to the beach with my cards. That's what I'm doing. Just chilling out and playing for the fun. Yeah, for the most part. We'll see what the MLS guys do. I'm kind of interested to see how that bubbles along. Like, could I get even just a 4, just to get going? Is that something that's possible? So, yeah, I'm not buzzing, rushing into it or anything again. I'm quite distant from J&K now. What about you? You going after it again? You did great in it last year.
It's a weird one because I really like the MLS stuff, so I kind of want to buy them. But in my head, I'm thinking I should probably just stick to Contender, if you know what I mean. So it's a different dynamic because last year they had the specials were probably a bit more generous because it was over 2 weeks. There's more money for them, whereas this year scaled it back. The K League and J League's in the same weekend, and it's just changed a wee bit. But on the super rare level, for a special, you'll need 3 in-season cards. So that's quite attractive to me because if you buy 3 in-season cards and then you win something, then that gives you the money to buy the 4th in-season card anyway. So, I kind of want to get involved in that. I'd like to get involved in the MLS, but I just feel as if when you've got like Pranksy involved and maybe, like Wen Moon, who's based in America, if he starts spending or whatever, then just won't really be the right sort of price points that I want to come in at. And it'll be interesting to see because you need the 4-in-1. There'll be more demand for it because I feel as if I'm kind of not creating demand, but I'm buying European super rares just now. So obviously that's giving other people money for European super rares, and I don't think that would have happened if I hadn't changed the 3 and 2 to the 4-in-1. So I think that a lot of prices will be quite high. So I've not decided yet, but I think come Monday morning I'll probably be depositing. So that's just I can't wait just to wake up on a Saturday morning and just honestly, it's just peak so rare. You wake up, you're with a few beers on a Friday night, 6 o'clock, you wake up, go, yes, Vissel Kobe on this morning. Yes, you wait to open your phone, fucking 3 DNPs, and then just go in the huff, just go back to bed and just go back to sleep. It's absolutely amazing, honestly. It's just peak so rare. So back to sleep. But that's it's not a league where you can just say I'm just going to buy 5 guys and they're just going to win me stuff all summer or whatever. And there's no Celtic or whatever in that league. It's like you've got to be like think on your feet and see how people are going. Look at the data. Some guys went to Yokohama. It's a fun league and it's not that expensive either. You know, you can maybe buy like a rare team for not that much, really, in the grand scheme of things. So you don't need to be too worried about it. You know, waking up on Saturday morning and go, shit, spent my life savings here in this fucking J League team. Like, you know, like it's a couple £100, so it's a bit more sort of comfortable. So, but I think it'll be a lot of fun. I think it'll because the MLS has been well received. People will just migrate to MLS, whereas you might get some bargains or whatever. I don't know. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, I'm kind of the opposite. I'm more of a night owl, so the MLS kind of suits my my time zone more. Yeah, but yeah, I'm kind of interested in the prices. I'll be honest, I'm kind of expecting it to be really high. So I'm probably the MLS one. Yeah, I'm expecting it to be really high.
Even after the announcement, you think there'll still be?
I think for limited and rare, people will really, really buy into the hot streak ladder, whatever it's called. I think people really like that sort of game element. I think people will really buy into that, even if they were kind of on the fence. They'll see that and go, "Oh, this looks not exploitable, but this looks like something I could game." So this like something I might buy into. But yeah, I think personally, I've got 2 classic teams ready to go. So I'm gonna maybe take a step back, maybe pick up a Zaha and then a Barda, and then just kind of see where that gets us. Maybe win 1 or 2, craft 1 or 2, and then where the price come down a bit. So I kind of got burned by paying a bit over the odds last year, so I'm gonna take a step back.
No, you went all in dead early, didn't you?
Yeah, it didn't exactly go great. Yeah, I bought the full 30-man Charlotte collection. Like half of them are one-offs. I just won a tenner total all season. So
Ben Bender.
Yeah, Ben Bender. I've got Ben Bender. Yeah, it didn't go great. But yeah, I enjoy it. I always enjoy MLS. It's good to watch. So yeah, it's really accessible. You don't have to get any shit dodgy streams or anything. You can just kind of chuck on the telly, so it's nice.
And Messi's there as well. I mean, if Messi's on the telly at 9 o'clock on a Saturday night, doesn't matter what other games on, I'd rather go and watch him. Mm-hmm. So there's a huge fun element of it. You just just want to go and watch that, and but you're right with the hot streaks. I think that's quite good. Obviously none of us understand how it's actually going to work, so just have a live watch along. Let's work it out. Let's all just get drunk and see whose take is right. We still don't understand it's in black and white in front of us. We still don't understand how it works, but there's definitely a fun element of that, because it's I don't want to say the gambling word in case the gambling commissioner on is here. If you're watching tonight, Nicholas Julia is on his way over with a brown envelope as we speak. But it's a fun element to that, and it's you build it up.
Yeah, there's a game element to it. It's not like gambling, but it's a kind of game element to it. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I think it'll be fun. Definitely, I think the people will want to try their hand at it, even if they're not big on MLS or you know what I mean.
It feels if you're getting if you're doing consistently well, you're rewarded for it.
Mm-hmm.
So but also there's a kind of mechanism there to say, right, okay, you've done well, but you need to buy some better players because the next one's a wee bit higher. So it'll be quite interesting to see how that works with the overall market. Because if that works really well, it'll work well in Europe, right? So I don't know. We'll see.
I think what's really clever is it doesn't seem like you have to tie a team to your ladder. So I think it's obviously most optimal to just chuck 3 teams out, and there's it massively increases your chances of climbing the ladder sort of thing. So you're obviously mainly a super rare player. How does it interest you at rare limited? How do you see that?
Yeah, I mean
would you move down to play limited sort of thing?
I think I would play just for fun.
Yeah.
As long as it's like if Messi's like 500 quid or whatever, like definite no.
Yeah.
But like, if he's like within like reasonable level, where say I'll buy my Messi and then putting guys together with him at 20 and 30 quid, then I'll definitely play it. I think it just depends on the prices. But I mean, I've kind of already get involved with guys like Saha and Almiron because I've been moving and buying, and people would like say, well, we're only in season till July, but that's kind of the point where I want them for, if you know what I mean. So like by that point, I'm hoping I'll have made my money back on them and I can sort of spend some of that money in Europe. So I think like I don't think I'll be targeting limited, but I might find myself just saying, well, okay, I'll spend 100 quid on that or whatever, just purely out of fun, which is kind of what Sorare want, right? I don't want guys in there and going, spend 100 quid, I'm expecting to make this back in 2 weeks. Like, they want people to like spend 100 quid and just treat it as kind of fun money and not be on social media going, oh, there's McMoner again, I'm going to post on him. Like, he's slating that MLS, so I'm going to do a big thread. Like, that's... You know what I mean? Look, that's what they want, like people to enjoy the game. So,
Kvara goal.
Kvara goal.
Yeah.
Nice.
Love that. Off the mark.
Is Lee hanging on yet?
No.
Nah. But Leimer and Sané have come off the bench for decisives in the Bayern game.
Yeah.
I didn't play Sané, I played Leimer. Gutted. Goretzka off the bench as well. Yeah.
How's Kelly doing?
Oh, mate, I was going to tell you earlier, but you were in talk about stuff, but he got absolutely done by Strafeza on the right
honestly.
At one point, and he got away with it. Alex Valley chipped a guy at one point under pressure, like chipped it over, like, who's right attacking for Juve? Nico Gonzalez, he like just lobbed it over him into Asandiao. It was quite nice. I think Fabregas wasn't too happy with him, but Butez has just come out for a punch and clobbered Kolo Muani. It's just been fun to watch. But Como as well, they just subbed off Cutrone, who's got an assist in this game, and he looked raging. But like that kind of raging when he's like, you're subbing me? Pure like the whole way off he's got the captain's armband, taking it off, giving it to the other guy. Yeah. And you can just tell he's like, you're taking me off? Like, fucking okay, you know. And then he does the handshake thing, makes a wee, because he's Italian, he's got one of those faces, that expression it. And then they had the camera on him on the bench, and he's like borderline greeting, like raging. Like he's sitting there talking to himself, like, I took me off. Oh, what did I do? You know, he's giving
that. You've taken off Zlatan.
A bit of that. He's Mr. Como apparently, so he looked great. He put in a great ball for the goal. Got the assist, like I mentioned. He was doing well.
Are they not signing a striker?
Aye, do Vikas, another one of my guys.
Yeah.
But I'm not sure he gets into start because he was replacing Belotti, who was even getting a game, you know.
Yeah, that was weird, wasn't it? Like Belotti used to be like really good, didn't he? And he kind of just fell off a cliff, sort of thing. So
Sandy else coming off the now for him, I think.
Yeah, you not moved to Benfica?
Belotti,
yeah. That was surely a good move. Although Pavlidis scored 2 goals against England and he couldn't score against anybody, so like.
Asandia and Alex Valley coming off. Sadly, no clean sheet bonus for Valley, only 37 points, but he looked good.
Yeah, but Kelly going to Juve, he was like in and out for us, and then he started against West Ham at home, and the marking off this corner was just like genuinely embarrassing. Just completely left Souček, who scored, and I think he went like 12 games of just on the bench since that because it was that bad a performance, and like.
Wow.
How they've paid more than 5 billion from is just wild. Like genuinely, like this isn't me like being bitter. Like it's genuinely wild how anyone's paid more than 5 million from. Like,
what did they?
You what?
What did you get for him?
20.
Wow. What did you spend on him? Nothing. It's a free agent, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh, Newcastle need a deal like that.
Yeah, big time.
Newcastle need a deal like that.
Like
fair play.
Some of the signings Juve make are just like I just don't like. I just like the money they spend on like really average players is just wild to me. I don't get it.
Yeah.
But yeah, they'll not be keeping 0-0 they'll not be a draw fest for long if they've got Lloyd Kelly in the defence.
I hope so. Como are right up for it, and they put Jonathan Ikone on for Cutrone, and they've the front three's a bit more fluid. They've just made a sub, obviously, so it's maybe changed a little bit more. But with Duvikas now on,
3-1
interesting to see.
PSG.
Oh, please say Kang's involved.
Due to Guzman. Yeah, they're starting to really ramp it up now, the forwards. Barcolo with the assist for the second goal. Neves on 63 from right back.
That's beautiful. Many Kimmich there, isn't it?
Yeah, big time. Big time.
Elise has been shafted by his teammates. Should be on about 10 assists, I'm guessing, by that statement. And now Lima, Kane Robin for assists. What's that? Say that again?
He always seems like that, Elise, where he's getting like 3 BCCs a game or something like that. Just no one scores. He ends up like 88.
Aye. High volume game, isn't it? Or high volume team. Bayern for that kind of thing. Goalkeeper's on a 61, by the way, for Werder Bremen, despite being 2-0 down. So, fair play to him.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't wait to play Bayern next week, Quinny. It's going to be a barrel of laughs.
Mate, do you know, I won't ruin the video for you because I'm sure you're dying to watch it. But, you know, it's not impossible. It's not impossible.
Yeah.
Away goals don't mean anything anymore, you know? So
I'm not sure it'll come down to away goals.
I know.
No, but I mean, like, so
I agree.
part of
the
part of the problem is, like, see if somebody beats us, like, say 4-2, 3-2, 3-1. You know, we're not scoring 3 away goals. You know what I mean? Like, to balance that off, you know, you're just double screwed. You know, so at least then, like, if there's 1 goal in it, if we could get a positive result, of course, even better, like a draw or a win, obviously. But see, for the away game, Dyson Maeda's back from suspension, and you could have a front three of like Dyson, Jota, and Kuhn, and just proper counter-attack Bundesliga style on them. You know, just like you can see that front three scoring as Bayern. Yeah, I mean, sweeper keeper Neuer with Zimmer frame. You know,
like the home Leipzig result and the away Atalanta result. Bear in mind, the away Atalanta result, Pasalic had like 4 big chances missed. They hit the bar, they hit the post, like. But it's possible, you know, if you get a win. As you say, if you win 3-2 at home, you go over there and you're like, right, you've got something to hold on to, type thing. You've got to be in the game. So you get beat, you'd be like, you go over there and you go, I'm watching this from behind the couch, right? Like, it's like that type's like. But if Celtic get everybody fit, then definitely capable of like.
Are you away first?
Home
first next Wednesday, and then away from home.
Yeah, I think you'd rather be away first, personally.
Nah, we want to be at home first. We want to get the best result possible. Yeah, because we're going to get out of the 2 games where we're most likely to get something. Yeah, you know what
I mean, I would do it the other way around because I'd see no matter what you do at home, I think they would fancy to put a few past you at their place.
Yeah.
So like, if we have control of the fixture, but you know, at that stage, it's a different.
I would say it the other way around. I would say they have control because no matter, like they could just, even if you beat them 4-0 at your place, you wouldn't write them off at theirs. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not impossible. I'm not saying it's likely or going to happen or anything. I'm just saying it's not impossible. I can imagine Jeffrey Schlupp playing the game of his life. I can imagine Scaldini being full Scaldini for it. Kasper Schmeichel. Over the 2 games, could Kasper get 1 clean sheet? Is that unimaginable? I don't know. Probably, but you know.
say you somehow manage to sneak a 3-2 win at home, right? You get over there with something you actually hold on to. Like against Atalanta, Celtic played Celtic get battered a lot of way and conceded a lot of goals, but that game they actually sat in, which is something that Celtic never ever do in any football at all. You know, Quinny, you do all the tactical stuff, right? Celtic play quite expansive, so against Atlanta, it was proper backs to the wall stuff. But yeah, I mean, you would fancy that Bayern will score 4 or 5 goals across 2 legs, but you wouldn't rule out Celtic scoring a few goals because we're banging them in as well. So
now again, I don't want to ruin the video because I'm sure everyone's dying to go and watch it. It's on Celtic here, but Do you think Jeffrey Schlupp is going to be scared of Michael Olise, who he used to play with for the last couple of years? You know, I don't think there's any. That's a 4D chess move from Brendan. He's getting a left back that is not scared of the guy he's going to be marking. He knows his number. He knows his tricks. He knows his reflex. So you know, heard it here first. But Jeffrey Schlupp is maybe the kryptonite to Michael Olise.
Yeah,
We need that pace. Greg Taylor gets targeted because he's not really that fast. He's not an athletic guy, right? He goes in, plays in the midfield when Celtic got the ball, which is fine when you're playing against somebody at home. So is that Bayern scored again?
Yeah, 3-0. Last second, they scored a pen and they blew the whistle.
It's okay. I'm only in D4 and champion, so that'll not affect me.
Yeah, I'll
Get
put
Lee Canyon on. Come on.
I had D1 in option in champ and I put it in D2 because I had Majegi in net. So I was like, I'll just put it in D2 because I don't want to get relegated. And he's conceded 3, so.
Schlupp, you heard it here first. Schlupp is going to pocket wee Michael.
Well, somebody will have a bit of pace is like, this is a good shout, actually. Don't mind it. First, he'll have to take on the big challenge against Rafe Rovers at the weekend, Quinny.
Aye, I can't wait to. Like, I love it when we've got a cup game against a nobody. Like, I can just switch off from that for like a couple of days and just think, who cares about who's playing? Who cares who scores? Don't give a
We
fuck.
did that against Falkirk, though.
As long as we beat them.
Falkirk not beating us 2-1 or 2-0 or something. Like, it was 2-1. I think it was 1 each, 2-1. And then we kind of kicked into gear, but we're 65 minutes here and we're getting beat. So, finger out.
I think Rafe, like these, you can't underestimate these teams as well because it's their cup final, isn't it? But I think even when we rotate, we should still have enough, you know. Depending on what he does.
So
Dyson will play 90 because Dyson won't be playing Wednesday, you know. So
why?
he's the top scorer. So
again,
he want to be playing the first leg against Bayern. Dyson Maeda because of the red card.
Oh, so it was 2 games, right.
No, one game he gets sent off at Villa, didn't he?
Dyson.
It was Villa gets sent. It was Villa's where he gets sent off.
Out after the goal.
No,
Wasn't it Young Boys that get sent off?
Dyson missed Villa, but was it a 1 or 2 game suspension?
Oh yeah, no, he did miss. Oh, sorry, I've got my wires crossed.
Yeah,
so he's missing Bayern. He's suspended for
Bayern.
Bayern.
That's just a way to change Predictify there. I was like,
how many games did he miss for that? 2 or 3?
2 then.
oh,
2.
fuck, I'll need to change Predictify then. Right. Hang on, you guys chat. I'm just a way to change predictions, right?
Yeah, Dyson's not playing against Bayern.
Stop being a dick. Celtic against Bayern.
Oh,
Maeda's
Kang's on.
Kang's on.
Yeah, he's getting 25, 30 minutes.
That's a wee chunk. Kang can work with that.
Like that, yeah.
I quite like now we've got the sort of you get the same points for coming on for the bench. That's quite good.
I've always been a fan of that. Kang's been loving it this season with it as well. I was having to scroll across the results. There's not much Friday night curse on the go here. Not many clean sheets going around, granted.
What do you think? Left wing, Quinny, Yotto?
I don't know, mate. What you'll pick? Again, I don't want to ruin the video. I don't want to ruin the video, but like the team I'm predicting and the team I want is very different to what I think you might pick on. Like I don't know. I tried to be a wee bit clever with mine, or the video's called "How I Would Beat" or "How to Beat Bayern Munich," so it's probably not what Brendan's going to do.
Don't worry,
and that's not a dig, but don't want to ruin the video. But I'm keeping Yotto on the bench. Maybe that's the last thing I'll say about it.
Yeah, but I didn't even know Maeda was suspended, so
I got confused between the Young Boys and the Villa game for it. I don't know why I thought it was in the Villa, but he never got to play against the Premier League side. That was the kind of thing that I had in my head.
Up to Predictify, use code McBrides for all the wild takes on people that are suspended in the lineup. I've changed it now. I apologise.
Yeah, it seems as though Coons went from like the best Celtic forward to like he might be dropped sort of thing, doesn't it? Like out the best 3. Potentially.
Well,
Potentially, obviously, it's not.
I think it'll be like rotation because you get Jota really prefers playing the left. Maeda was playing the left. He can play central as well and also play right. I think with Kuhn, like he said, a few sort of wee niggly injuries this season, like back injury and stuff. So I think like if you get that chance like midweek where you kind of don't need to start him, he'll probably start on the bench. But he still did like a 70 for the bench, so that's not a disaster. But I think like now at the moment, the most nailed guy is Ida, and he doesn't really do any AA. But like Kuhn and Jota are pretty similar because they're the guys who maybe kind of build a score. So I think the last time Jota was here, he took some sets. So keep an eye on that because he starts getting some sets, then like he'll be doing 80s and 90s and stuff. So
it's always going to be Captain Jota till I die. Jota's the man. One decisive for a 75. Loves it. And yeah, he can do better, obviously. I think it's going to be... I don't know what he'll do with the front line. I think the whole Kuhn thing is... Like, Kuhn is the best right winger. Like, I think that's... Like Mike Bride's saying there, Jota prefers the left, so does... It seems Dyson, but Kuhn seems to prefer the right. It's Ida as well, so you can't overly, like, just ditch Ida right now, because he is, like, the main striker, and he's scoring, you know, so... It's a really good situation the manager's in for the squad and whatever. For Sorare, it's a wee bit of a nightmare, but like you're saying is there as well, like, out of the four, whoever doesn't start, you're taking one of them off the bench quite gladly anyway at the 60th minute, because sometimes we get goals late in the game. You know, it's quite often the way things can shake out.
It kind of doesn't matter for you two because you've kind of got them all. So it's like, you know what I mean?
That's the important detail. I was saying to McBride just as before we came on, like I shat it out at Greg Taylor last minute. I still played one, but I was going to play two, and if I'd played two the way they'd went, like I'd have kicked ass. I'd have had one of the best teams this week, but I picked it on him. I had Kuhn in the team instead, essentially. So Taylor was, 97 or something he done, or 93 maybe. Kuhn was like 63, 67. So anyway, it's all about when you're using that multi-entry that way, it is all about just where have you put them, who are they taking down with them, or who do they need pushing them up.
That's kind of where I'm at, because I kind of got the same sort of thing going with Newcastle. It's like I always try and hedge against stuff. Like I've got like two Newcastle lineups, one in season, one no. I always try and like, if I'm playing someone who's like 80% on, I do not play them in another team sort of thing, even if I've got two of them and they're like really good, you know what I mean? But obviously it's difficult with Celtic because you usually, like, we haven't got many games this season in Newcastle, but obviously you usually like playing every 3 days without fail. So it's like no one's ever like nailed. So obviously it's difficult. You kind of just got to roll with a bunch of sort of thing.
Yeah, I always find that interesting. That's the way you play the Newcastle one, because I think part of the team thing is like doubling down on a guy that's like
you're very different on
defender.
Yeah,
he's just the guy to play in defence this week or whatever it is.
Yeah, like if like I'll play Gordon in two teams. I've actually just got under a Gordon because when I saw Kalina, I traded out. Like I got Isaac and the Gordon in season in from as well as some cash. So like I always play two Gordons and I never captain both of them. Even if he's like the guy I'm going to captain in my main team, I never captain the other one, because if he scores worse than Isaac, someone's always going to beat us in like both teams then. So
yeah,
the way I see it is I want one of them to do well rather than like both of them do well or both of them do bad. But that's just how I play it. I know obviously you play it slightly differently. But
I think it's got to change now because you can get the bonus. So like you play a certain way because the other guys will get the bonus, and like it's like differentials or backups. Whereas now it's like, well, do I just stack 4 Buscaglis? But then if Buscagli hits 40 or whatever, then that's all those teams out. So it's like risk reward as well, So the interesting one. I think a lot of the big accounts will just go right, just buying like 3 Bellinghams, 3 this guy, 3 that guy, whatever. But people will say, well, that's worse. What will be worse when they win? But if you're playing the kind of alternative strategy and Bellingham hits a 50 and all the big accounts have captained them, then that's your in. Do you know what I mean? Like, you can run the differential strategy. So it's going to be quite interesting to see what not the right way, but because sometimes you get unlucky, but I think it'd be quite good to see how that all plays out. And also, like, it's kind of shit that, like, if you've got a Celtic collection, you buy a second one and then you're at a disadvantage, like, because I want to run a few teams, so I'd rather buy a couple of limited. I don't want to buy any Rangers players. Not buying a Cherny just to get a bonus. Fuck that. So I want to buy V Nicholas Kuhns. I want to buy, so I think that will actually help with demand. So
You still got the UV game on?
I did, yeah, but my stream's just kind of buffering on me now.
Oh, did you?
I see the score now.
Dodgy sticks, Quinny. Is that one of dodgy sticks?
You know it. I just see in front of me on my Sorare data screen. It's went 2-1.
Yeah, Boutez conceded the penalty.
Yeah, I seen that. He punched him right in the head. The guy. Are you watching it?
Oh no, I thought that just happened. I didn't realize that was that far. No, I know you mentioned it. I didn't realize it was that far ago.
Boutez just punched a guy clearing the ball like a minute ago or whenever.
Call him on, by the way. He's done some form since he's went there.
Yeah, big time. 2 decisives to get 75 is a wee bit weak, but he is doing it.
That's the first time he's hit positive A.
He's looked the part.
Yeah.
UV have just been quite minging looking, to be honest with
you. I think they've been like that all season. Like some of the fans have been like pissed off because like they just draw every game. Like, they're just apparently just a shit watch. Like kind of
players have all been kind of at it and stuff like that, but they're just not like they've not played football. You know what I mean? Like it's weird. Like Colmore playing football. It's weird. Kind of. It's hard to say it any other way, really. But they're just not.
It's a bit like Burnley. Burnley just like they just draw 0-0 every game. Like, they're just a bit toothless sort of thing. But like it kind of works, but kind of you know what I mean.
Duvika's wee header there. Unlucky.
Absolutely killing us on the 24 here.
Oh, fullbacks will do that to you, won't they? Oh yeah.
Yeah, Jesus. I need a DA big time.
1-0 to Sporting Lisbon I'm seeing as well. Near game. Fresneda with a goal.
Oh wow. He's getting back from the death, hasn't he?
It's one each. Quinny, if you turn your stream on, you'll see that in 5 minutes. It's one each. Don't worry, spoil it for you.
It must have just happened. It's not even on the Sorare data ticket yet.
Yeah.
McBride's got that whale connection.
Yeah.
That's sofa score.
He was meant to be leaving Fresneda, wasn't he?
Yeah, I seen him linked to someone at some point.
Was it Valencia?
It's the 91st minute in this Como game. It's then 95 minutes they're adding on, and Como are treating it like it's the last kick of the ball, like they're pure putting everyone up the pitch. Boutez is taking 3 kicks from the halfway line and stuff.
Love that.
Yeah. Then we're getting all the play acting. But it should be a wee grandstand finish here.
Yeah.
I was thinking there was something else I was going to check on tonight, and I'll do this with these. It's probably one of the last things we'll kind of kick on with this tonight. But I had a game of season 3. I was going to crack open on this, just to see how I done the day. It started at 8. I was going to put it on earlier, but it never really came up in conversation, and I thought I had something else to do here. Just need to log in. Sorry, 2 seconds. So I'm playing my Hellbay Normandy, McBride and Charlie. This team last year, we played them. They beat us. They had quite a good team. And in the second game, they didn't turn up for it. Like,
wow.
Yeah, they just didn't turn up for the game. So this will be an interesting one. We're locked and loaded. I've got no idea what the score is. He had this funny pitch last time where it looks all kind of snowy and stuff.
Yeah, I think I remember that.
He's got a guy called Ponce and the cam up front. Yeah. And his rating for his players. I think his team's weaker than last year, by the way. A lot of 60s. I remember, last year this was a lot stronger. I think he's moved some guys on or done something. I don't know. But anyway, that's his team for anyone interested. And I'll turn the noise off this or can I turn it down?
That's just done that to me as well. You need to refresh it, I think.
What's that?
So you paused it.
I know, I paused it to look at the guy's team. In case anyone wanted it. But yeah. Hopefully we get another win here, McBride, because I've absolutely goofed up.
Goalkeeper surely out the box there. Come on.
I did think that. Oh!
On the NASA. He's class, how many? 84? Is he still an 84, Quinny?
Yeah. We're still that rapid.
They were trying to sell him in
the box.
He was definitely outside the box there. VAR.
Who says he touched him with his hands, but?
Goalie sent off.
Who says he touched it with his hands?
No, it's 2D game, so we're not going to get that. But...
Porto goal was offside, McBride.
yeah. I don't want him saying half, get a sporting guy, so probably left him out. I can't remember.
Yeah, so Nasser's kind of struggling at the club to develop further, McBride, so might need to find him somewhere different to play next year, depending on how the recruitment policy goes. If he turns up, if he goes up one level, he becomes 85 and he turns into a pink card.
Yeah.
So I want to do that next year. I tried to loan him out, but I didn't really do it properly.
Obviously, you want to progress yourself, but like if you loan him out to like say gold, right, and you get a like 6-7% or whatever, if they come like podium and gold or whatever, you'd win double what you would win for winning the league.
Wow.
So
yeah,
it's an interesting one because you want to win, right? This is like the fun part. So.
So you need to make sure he's developing, but in case we need to cash in on him, you know. Make sure he's a pink card, not a blue card.
It's McBride drunk. Yes.
As always. Had to rotate my left back as well. He gets sent off in the last game. Yeah, did anyone sent off yet, McBride?
No, not yet, no. It's quite rare that, isn't it? Like, I see the wee thing now where it's the 1 out of 5, so it's suspensions, so I need to keep an eye on that.
Oh.
Ryko Man's asking, is McBride drunk? Aye, it's a Friday night. Of course I'm drunk. But it's okay, I'll get chucked off soon. Don't worry.
It will get chucked off soon, don't worry.
Yeah.
See how Barcelona doing the third league game of the season? Because that's what I say, McBride, I've screwed it. I've got no depth. I've got no depth until the mid-season window. I need to buy people or do something. I couldn't bring any loans in. Nobody accepted my contract offers. They accepted worse contract offers as well, which was just perplexing to me.
It's a bad sign.
Yeah.
No one wants to do business with you. You're like,
maybe.
You're like Newcastle. Everyone's vetoing you and everything.
Yeah, nobody wants to see us doing well.
Yeah. Shame.
The thing is, like, a lot of people like loan to people they know, you know. So like, maybe
that makes sense. It kind of makes sense.
Issue. Yeah. It's just like they don't know you then.
Yeah, because you kind of like say if like you used to loan to each other, you would kind of like say like, "Oh, I need to actually like play him though." You know what I
mean?
Yeah. Or you message him and say like, "This guy's at 60%. What the fuck are you doing?" Like,
yeah.
They play somebody else. Like,
yeah.
Maybe a good result though. What's where were you in the league before this? You win your first 2 games, Quinny, or?
Yeah, the goal yet.
Yeah. Are you do you get promoted last? What are you in Iron still?
No, so I got promoted from ice to stone, and then last year I was like bang average at best.
There's actually a lot of good teams in Stone still though. Like I think like because a lot of people have joined, and there's definitely a lot of good teams about. Like so you think, it's a second bottom league, and like, look at teams, you're like, this guy's got like guys worth $200, and that's been good so far.
Good first half. I'm quite happy. I was a wee bit worried about this game. I was like, I hope I keep the win streak going because I need to win every game I can before my players start falling apart.
That'll
be a big problem.
It will be, mate.
What have you kind of changed between this season and last season? Like last season, like you're a bit like the team was a bit of a mess. Like you're like bottom half, like really quick. Like what have you changed?
I brought in one player in centre mid, and then the player instructions have kind of helped my tactics work a bit better. You know, I just feel like I can tell the guys like don't do this and do that a bit more, and it seems to be working. You know, so it's mainly that, and I've got one more midfielder come in to play this diamond. Because last year I ended up playing a lot of wingers because I didn't really have that midfield sorted to do that diamond, and the wingers were all crap. You know, compared to they were the weakest players in the team. I've not really replaced them or upgraded them, so I've got like a rest defense, McBride. Got a rest defense. I don't know what happened there. I've got a backup defense, a backup keeper, and then like 2 backup centre mids.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no, we lost our clean sheet. So the forwards are heavily relied upon, and there's no kind of easy way to rotate the shape to get one of them out.
Yeah.
So it's going to be a mare. Hopefully we don't concede anymore. I was a bit happy to keep my 0 there.
Win's a win, though, hey? Like, you need to get the
Win's a
points
win.
on the board. You've got the cup games as well. Do you have like any rotation options, or are they just like bad like depth?
It's just I've got defence and half a midfield, but nothing to support the forwards and stuff. So
Yeah.
that's where all the pressure is.
Try to get to like the kind of mid-season window, and then like see if you can try and get like a couple of depth pieces or whatever, and just like swap.
I might just toss a cup game or two. I'm just thinking actually now, maybe just say sack the cup.
I think the problem is that have you got anybody at all like just like shite guys or like?
I've got no backup. I've got no wingers. I've got 2 strikers at the team, and I've got 2 backup centre mids.
What formation do you play?
Right now, I'm playing a diamond with 4 centre mids.
Right, so you're playing 2 up top.
Yep.
Right.
No
so you
first
go
striker.
1 up top and then rotate the striker. Then couldn't you like so?
Yeah, but I've got no wingers.
Yeah, but you could go like 4-6-0 and do a Craig Levine or something like that. I don't know. Must be some formation there where you can play a 1 up front. Like, I don't know.
I've been messing about with it. There's a few things I can maybe try, like playing a guy in CF and stuff like that. Mooney! What a goal! But it's not going to be easy. And yeah, I might just get to throw a game.
Can you bring in like a few free transfers like during the season, or like are you done?
No, yeah.
A mid-season transfer window. That's
so like
it.
you've got a cup game like in a day or two. Like you can't rotate anyone. Like are you just like can't? Are you just done sort of thing? Like you've got to play the guys you've got. Sort of thing. Okay, that's fair. Yeah, I kind of like that you can't just like you're doing shit, so just buy loads of people. Like it's kind of got to be in a transfer window sort of thing.
Yeah. You can only bring in 3 as well, so like you can't just go wild and just move teams about. Or
I need 4 guys as well. That's a pain in the ass. I forgot about that. I've got 4 holes. There's a joke coming there.
Let's not go into that, Quinny. We'll get turned off the internet.
Hamada, the difference maker.
I definitely think you should go for the Craig Levine. Go for a 4-6-0. That's a request for MFL, right? We want the Craig Levine formation. 4-6-0.
The next thing I want isn't that. I want to be able to actually like move the dots on the formation. If you rather than just see all the presets, like
yeah,
I've got a left back that wants to be a left wing back. Like I want to just be able to drag him and say be left wing back.
You can play like so you can play like one of your 4 centre backs, like one of your 4 defenders a bit up, and then one of them sit. Yeah.
Got bad news for you, Quinny. They're working on injuries, so you're going to have to get the biscuit tin opened.
Yeah, we will.
You'd be raging if you got like Hamad and Nasser got like ACL, wouldn't you?
Oh, that'd be wild. Yeah,
I don't think they're planning like season-ending injuries. I think it's going to be a bit like I scored again. I think
you
it's
see that midfielder. What a guy!
2 games or whatever. So
that's fair enough. Yeah, you'd be raging if like a few of you guys just got off for the season, wouldn't you?
I don't think they should do a season long. Like, so you buy a guy for like $200.
Yeah, there's kind of no benefit, is there? Like to anyone.
Just don't do injuries. Like I would leave them out. I would get suspensions, but I would just leave injuries out. But I think they're trying to make it more like Football Manager, which I get. But like the whole point of the game is it's quite like pick up and play. You pay your money. It's accessible. Like you can loan somebody in if you don't have the money. Mm-hmm. Like that's the whole beauty of it. It's quite kind of
like no one would benefit. The only person who would benefit is MFL because you'd have to have like more depth in your squad, really. Like there's no.
But even if you hit the nail on the head, like you can't. If you're outside the window, then you can't buy anybody.
Yeah, you're fucked. Yeah.
So I don't get it. That's a
Hamada.
He's got to be worth a few bob now.
He's
going to be getting some trophies this year. I'll tell you that for nothing. He's going to have
development has been held back by that prick of a manager who is picking him every week, and he's pure knackered.
Oops. That was good. I'm glad we won that one. On to the next one. How's the physio? How's everyone sitting after that? I wonder. 3 games into the season, how fit are the lads?
Man United just scored in the last second, but apparently it's clearly offside, but no VAR.
Wow.
They're still on the greens.
Who are they playing? Coventry?
Leicester.
Coventry then, aye.
They're all about the 90s. We might just about survive this. I kind of forgot. I did worry about the cup games having extra fixture pressure, but I didn't really think about just throwing a cup game, just saying fuck it, like just getting everyone back to 100.
Yeah.
Just sack it. So I might just sack the cup, focus on the league then.
You actually have to have options, because if you put somebody in, then they still play. Do you know what I mean? Like, so you've got to have like somebody that's a 50 or whatever just to whack them in. Like, I don't think
this is a squad. I've literally got like no backups. Like, it's just a couple of mids, the goalkeeper and a defence.
I suppose you could play like your centre back like up front or something, like, just like give NASA a rest. Like.
This is I tried to do it with 2 centre forwards. Nice. So I tried doing this. Rotate everyone. This one guy doesn't get a break in centre mid, but he stays in the team. He stays in the team, and he stays in. These 4 all stay in the team, so they don't get rested, but everyone else does. So then I need to rest them somehow.
Yeah, that's it. That's for the next cup game.
Yeah,
just chucking it. I don't know what happens if you set like an invalid team, whether or not they still actually play. Do you know what I mean?
Well,
like,
see, this guy I just played, he didn't show up for one of my games. That's what happened. He didn't submit a team. This guy, I just pumped. I'll show you it. I was surprised when I seen it. It was one of those weeks where I was kind of like doing matches a bunch of them at a time, saving them up. Because my season wasn't particularly exciting at that point, but I need to be hyper on it this season, rotate every prick, you know.
Put a lot of friendlies there, Quinny, come on.
I don't, mate, these are people friendlying me a lot of the time.
Aye, that's right, yeah.
So look at this.
Setting coming next week when you just turn it off, so.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Just did not attend.
The question is, did that take energy off your team or his, like, or does it just stay the same, like?
Probably not.
Yeah.
There's no minutes played, is there?
Mm.
I wonder if he benefited from the fitness thing, but that's interesting. Can maybe just try that, sack a game.
Just don't turn up. So
when did I have that? That in 2 games' time, that'll probably be quite handy. So Orange Lions, I'm probably just going to be throwing that one. But officially on the record, we'll be trying to win it and all the rest of it, in case anyone's watching this. Definitely not match fixing going on or anything like that, but we'll probably throw that game.
You can't win. You can't let Orange Lions win, Quinny.
They're maybe Dutch. I don't think it's...
Nuno Mendes assist, last kick of the game.
Oh, well done, Charlie boy.
Get in. We're alive.
We're alive.
Nice. He's Dutch. He's Dutch. It's a Dutch thing. Oh, by the way, look at this guy. Oh, maybe I'm not throwing this one. He's third bottom in his league.
Yeah, throw the one against somebody you're going to lose against.
Maybe we'll play that guy. Sorry, Orange Line. You look like somebody I should probably beat. Maybe with the rotated squad. Maybe we just try the rotated squad thing against him. And then we've got Valley Verde. Let's see what they're all about. They're at the bottom of their league as well.
Yeah, but what league is it? Stone, yeah.
Maybe
I've got a few of those as well. It's like somebody that's like the bottom of their gold league, and I look at them, and they're 80s. It's like, all right, okay. Like, that's...
Rico Man challenged me to a friendly in this as well. I think we've seen him. Romsway. Just start out, buddy. Tactics must have been good because you kept Hamid and Nasser quiet.
The only score a hat trick,
Just the one. just to win.
That's
I'm
good
quite
stuff.
buzzing for this year. It's going to be very challenging.
You get some loans in the window. You can get 3 in, so that's.
So I need to get multi-positioned wingers. That's what I need. Multi-positioned wingers and a centre mid or two. Then we might just about get away with it.
Not far off.
4 players. That's what I need. But honestly, mate, look, nobody. It's fair enough if there's mates involved, right? But see, some of them, it was like, look at this. This guy has joined Rotterdam Havens for 2% rev share. I was offering 6.
Wow.
Yeah.
This guy's called Monaco. This guy's called Rotterdam Havens. Like, maybe they're mates or something, but that feels like, fuck you, you know? This guy at least said I've got 15 offers and yours wasn't the best, so fair enough to that.
Yeah, Monaco's got a YouTube channel or something. Maybe he just doesn't like you.
Maybe.
Well, can you put like a personal reply? Like, can you text like?
Yeah, when you reject, you can type whatever you want when you reject something.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And then look at this. This Dubville Mill, he's got a big account. This guy's joined Fennec Olympic for 3% rev, and I offered 5. Like, what?
Interesting.
There was some other ones, but it was like, you could tell it was like guys that owned multiple clubs. And I kind of get that.
Is that like higher leagues? Because like obviously you're like in the second, like
all the guys I'm going for are like Stone accepted. If you know what I mean, like the Stone, that's what they're kind of stuff.
Yeah, maybe who they've gave them to might have
higher league
suited his development sort of thing. Like he's guaranteed a start or higher league or lower league even. You know what I mean? I don't know.
That's what I was saying, Quinny. See, like NASA, right? Like I know, like
this is a friend, isn't it? Like this guy Lamela, he I think he's got a Twitch channel. He's gave it to this guy for 0, so that's probably his pal, right? Yeah. Fair enough. This one is the same guy, isn't it? Gaussen Factory to Gaussen Bears. So fine. Why advertise that is listed if you're going to do that anyway? Like, you know, I don't get that. So I get some of them, you know, but there was ones that I'm like, that's just fucking weird. Like, why are you not giving me that guy? What's going on here?
How long's the transfer window? Because it seemed like you were putting these offers out, and then the next thing you were like, the transfer window was closed. You couldn't do anything.
Oh, these offers were like, so see for like the better players here, like the ones that did this Gaussen had, like Lange and Headland, the offers sit for 3 days. So I was kind of like putting the offers in, and then you're sitting waiting for people to.
Yeah. So how long's the transfer window between seasons?
But it was open for a fair like week and a half, 2 weeks, if not longer. I'll find the blog thing if I can, the calendar. But it was open long enough. I had plenty of time. Like I went and bought a goalkeeper. I bought that midfielder. Did I buy somebody else? Maybe
it's like on Sorare when you're trying to get moves done, and then people aren't replying for a day, and it kind of like you just kind of like that's why a lot of people go to bots. You just kind of want to get it done.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Well, a part of my problem as well is right before I'd secured replacements, I threw the guys I had into development jail.
Yeah,
but I have wingers in that are like crap and could get me by. Yeah. But I locked them all in here before getting the replacements in.
Yeah, that should theoretically be the last, like just before it goes in the next season. You put them in there.
Yeah.
So I did that a bit too quick. That's my mistake, of course. But
it's a learning curve. It's like,
yeah.
Plus, if some of those guys come out and they're like 3 or 4 better, and you make like $10-15, then it's still been the right decision, right? Because like you could.
Well, the idea was to buff them up, to fatten them up, to sell them. That was the idea.
You could win the league and get a sort of green guy, and he's worth like $10. So like, you know, it's maybe not a bad move.
Yeah. I've got some young keepers in here for 4 seasons that I locked in last year already. And I thought all these guys, I'm like, rather than loaning them out, why don't I just development center them all? And then they'll be way better. They'll be closer to their maximum potential. And then I'll loan them out or sell them and stuff. So I thought that's a great idea. I'll do that right now. And then I went and done it.
so is that like 20 players you've got there?
Sorry, want to say again?
Go on, McCrory.
Is that Colin McRae?
It is Colin McRae, and I put him in for 4 seasons because I want him maxed out.
I mean, he's not coming back out, Quinny, because he crashed his helicopter. Anyway, Charlie.
I was saying, is that like 20 players you've got in there?
Yeah, something like that.
Okay. Wow.
Most of them are goalkeepers. as an average, so that's the biggest percentage of them are
Yeah, so
goalkeepers.
you could
and
really do with like even a third of them. Just being
all the
like,
guys with the big yellow bars are like outfielders
okay.
because they're just in for one season just to get fattened.
Yeah.
For Colin McRae, he's in there to go 120% of his potential. We want to see how good could Max Colin McRae be. He's a 62. I think I bought him as a 60. He's 62 now.
That's quite good.
So what's
Played
your
one
squad
season in
looking
Ice
like?
League.
Have you got like how many players are in your like current squad? You got like 20 or something like
15 or something. No,
15.
like 15.
Wow. How many do you think you need? Like
No,
20, 22?
16, 17. Yeah, I'm missing like on the chart thing. Where is that? Where did I see it? Is it home maybe? No, the club page here, overview. It tells me. Or is it here, squad? It used to tell you. Maybe the transfer window was open. It would say like you've not got enough. But so I've got an 11. And then what have I got? A back four and a goalkeeper. So that's 5. And I've got 2 midfielders. 7 and 11, 18. I've got 18 players.
Wow.
I think, Quinny, see, you know how you put the guys in for one season, right? You only get 60% XP for that. But I think you
80?
get like in development centre, you still get a low amount because it's better to put them in for 4 seasons. If you have a guy who's a squad player and plays at least 10% of the games, you get roughly similar. So like you probably no point in putting somebody in just for one season. Does that make sense? Because like
A wee bit. I think it's 80.
Similar.
I wouldn't have played those guys at all that are all in there.
Yeah.
That was obviously I need 1 or 2 of them now. But I didn't.
But you would have answered your own question there, Quinny. Come on.
But they wouldn't play like 10 games. They'd play like 1 each, probably once in a while.
No, you don't need to play 10. You need to play 10% of the games. So if you play 20 games, you need to play 3.
Roger.
Yeah, so you probably get that
sense.
with your shitty cup games at the start, wouldn't you? More or less.
Yeah.
You kind of tick 2 of them off, maybe.
I know my saddle, but I actually sat and read the white paper, like so.
But that's a
bit interesting. Like
that's
so,
something you're going to benefit from. So that's you know what I mean. Obviously, work.
it's not that long, if you know what I mean. It was only took me like 20 minutes or something. I suppose if you want to like strategize around that, or whatever, you could spend a few hours on it. But like, it's just actually read it, you know, like
yeah.
This is the page I was looking for because I want to see. Is it closed? You can't actually just even see what it looks like when you do it. I'm sure it's 80% when you put them in for one season.
I think
I might be wrong, but it's 120 at 4.
60, 80, 100, 120.
That makes sense. Yeah, you're probably
60
right.
for the first season, 80. But then if you want to get 80 for a guy in the squad, then I think they've got to play more than half the games or something. So like if you're going more than one, then it kind of makes sense. But I don't know. The one thing that kind of frustrates me, like they show you the suspensions and stuff now, but like I'd like to see like what level you're hitting in terms of XP and percentages. So like just put the percentage on there, you know, like I don't want to be sitting with my abacus going, right, I've got, you know, there's been 4 cup games, I've played 15 games and having to add it up. Just like put the stats on there to say, right, this guy's played 1 game out of 17, and to reach the next level, you need to play him in 1 more game, like, you know, another page. It's still in development, so like it's early doors, but maybe it's there and I've not seen it, but I don't think it is yet. So
fair enough. Yeah, I'll have a wee look at that, see if I can find it as well. But best player I got on loan, nice recommend, well done. I couldn't get any loans done, so you're a better negotiator than me, mate. Well done. Max of 25, yeah, I think that's the way it goes as well. But yeah, it's going to be a grind to say the least. Should be good fun, but
that's not bad.
Definitely rather it was fun rather than boring. I'll tell you that for nothing. So silver linings and all that good stuff. But anything else to wrestle with? I think we're kind of at the end of it.
I'll wait bed.
Cool. Go fuck.
Go fuck.
Go fuck.